The time of the reckoning has come when I tried to test a hypothesis I made last week on how extending the elbows at the top of the high pull-up would magically make me perform a perfect one. What really happened wasn't exactly that, and as I wasn't expecting this, it got me a bit confused at the beginning, but if I can sum it up, what happens is basically, as my chest goes above the bar, my arms aren't really in a position to fully extend somewhat vertically. They are maybe 30 degrees at most above the parallel line to the floor. So what ends up happening is I fully extend my arms, but I go more back than up. And it's not really a big deal. It's just that I am probably not strong enough to pull myself to a point where by extending the arms, I would go straight above instead of just pushing myself backwards. So it's really just a matter of getting some more work in there and developing some more explosive power. And I don't really know if this is the exact variation that I need to do that. I've been considering using bands to kind of reduce my weight so that I can actually get to that height, similarly to what I'm doing with the assisted jumps. And that would help because the bands wouldn't really help me at the top of the range of motion because they're not as elongated anymore. But on the flip side, I probably should develop strength in the hardest part of the range of motion. So I'm still debating whether I should implementing these. I might be trying it out once and see how it goes. But yeah, that was it for the initial part of the session and my grand dreams of shooting myself into the ceiling. And then I moved over, came back to earth and moved over to a bench where I was doing some incline pressing and supersetting that with some wrist curls. Also in preparation for a couple of handstands that I think I can perform right now as my slight wrist pain that I caused during my holiday is starting to rein back in. Incline dumbbell presses felt alright. I went up a couple of kilos from last week because that was sort of an introduction back into this exercise. So I did 18 kilos and I was staying in the 10 rep range, and I was feeling a good engagement from the pecs. Was going as deep as I could, trying to really explore all the range of motion that I'm able to at the moment, and all those reps felt challenging. And also wrist curls were pumping some blood into the wrists. I did not really do many of these handstands into tack sets. I did only a couple of warm-up sets as I was ramping up with the sled pushes. And today I went 105 kilos because it's probably time to move up in weights. But yeah, as I was ramping up with the sled pushes, I was doing a couple of repetitions of kick-ups for the handstands just to feel how my right wrist was feeling like. And I was able to get a couple of good repetitions. In the first set, I did a full extension, and then I came back. I wasn't really able to do a second one. And in the second set, I was doing one, but as I was shooting back up, I kind of lost my core engagement, and I wasn't really able to control it for another one. It's alright. Handstands are kind of a wild card that I'm going to be using every once in a while, maybe every 2 or 3 days. If I feel like I can squeeze them in. Definitely sessions where I'm doing the sled pushes are probably a good chance for me to be supersetting these two exercises. And then I finished it all off with the Bosy Ball assisted Nordic curls. Again, here the focus is in keeping my hips fully extended. I don't want to see much hyperextension in my low back. And I also want to keep my upper back nice and straight because this way I'm really able to focus all of the work into the hamstrings. I don't really feel like there is too much stress going through the bicep femoris tendon, and this is exactly the way that I want to keep these. So wrapping them out gives me a good engagement in the hamstrings, which is what I want to strengthen without causing me pain, and that's a good sign that I should be able to keep these in and progress them. Ciao.